Welcome to selfdiscoverymedia.com, where we discover the communities that are making a difference in the lives of others. Our self-discovery is something we are all making on our life's journey. Here you will find the people that will be your guidance, that will be your inspiration, that will be there for you in support on your journey of life. Do enjoy. Our next show is... Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life, right here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. I am your host, Sarah Troy. Well, it's another anniversary. 7 years ago this month, I started Self-Discovery Media, which was back then called PLV Radio, and it changed to Self-Discovery Radio, Self-Discovery Radio TV, and now is Self-Discovery Media, and will be under the Self-Discovery Community.org platform. Yes, I'm constantly evolving, trying to grow, trying to incorporate everything in. That's the way I am. But I'm very proud of the journey that I've taken. I started out hosting 8 years ago, and I was on a different network called Authentic You Media, and those were live shows for 13 months, and it was a wonderful experience to have. I call it the soap opera experience because it's good training for actors. They've got to learn their lines quickly. They have 1 or 2 takes and maybe 1 or 2 rehearsals, and they're right in it, right in the moment. And that's how you have to be when you're doing a live broadcasting. But when I went out to doing my own network, which at the beginning was just kind of, I didn't know what I was doing. My friend Bill Mackey kind of set things up. And at first we just did it kind of like a live broadcast, airing at so many hours every day. And then it was people wanted it on demand, so we went to on demand. He did my audio postings, the editing, etc. for the first few years. And then it was, well, you've got to do it yourself now. And I learned how to do it. So everything that you see in Self-Discovery Media and Community is moi. It's from the banners to the interviews, except for I have about 500 interviews from other hosts. It's all a representation of me, Sarah Troy. And no ego. It is to do with that this is my voice, that I'm sharing other people's voices and supporting and celebrating the work that they do. And it comes from my core value. So I look for people with a core value and who are really there to help others on their journey of life. It's made such a big difference in my own life. I've learned so much about myself. I've really come into myself. I was always a person that totally split in personality, in the way I felt about life and the way I felt life felt about me. And this journey in the last 8 years of becoming Sarah has been a real eye-opener. I now feel I am one. I have this saying, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's strong cup of black coffee. In other words, you could take me or leave me. I'm either enough for you or I'm not, and I will not be offended. At one point, I might have been. I might have been hurt that you didn't see me or hear me. But I do realize that my language was not something that could be spoken of some time ago. It was not ready to be heard. I am a very spiritual person. Have played in many multiple dimensions, believe very much in the universe and other life forms. We're all particles of the universe, and believe in so many things that a lot of people aren't yet ready to believe in. And the beauty of having so many different shows and so many different genres is the fact that I can interview people across the board at whatever level they're at and really immerse myself. I've had some incredible people on this channel. I get asked when people are interviewing me, which show stands out to you? And there are far too many. There's Rob Shearer, who started Comfort Cases when he saw that foster children 40 years later were still moving around with just plastic bags. And his organization has taken off, and the work that he's doing is absolutely brilliant for foster children. There's Keshi, burn victim, who, despite being disfigured and very often in pain, got up and performed and went all the way to the finals twice on America's Got Talent. And what an inspiration she is. And there are so many of them. So many of them have had to face so many challenges, things that would normally knock people back, that they could never get back up from. And they've chosen to get back up find a purpose in what has happened, and live in that purpose and help other people along the way. And it truly is liberating. I love to see people who have really recently woken up, coming into their awareness, coming into their new verbiage, that dialogue going in there of hope and possibilities and love and kindness and caring, and understanding that that's the commerce of the world. It is really exciting to see them come into bloom, as it is talking to a seasoned person who's been in bloom for a while, and you can really feel the heart and soul are laid on the table, and that warm blanket of love is wrapped around you. It's very exciting. Now, I'm not as far ahead as I would like to have been. By now, I really wanted my self-discovery community to be up and running, the podcast books to be up and running. The mentorship is up and running, but not going as fast as I'd like. And that's, a lot to do with just circumstances and, of course, COVID. And so, because I was blessed from the government to support me, I am not charging for my shows because I am a service industry. So I normally do charge the people I interview and don't charge my listeners. However, there is going to be a subscription up there where you can support us if you wish to, because that would be really, really nice if you wish to donate and support us. So we're growing still. And, as one thing I've learned very much in life, and especially in the last 8 years, is that you may have a vision, you may have a plan, but you're only going to get as far as you're meant to go with it. You've got to learn to twist and shout, to do the cha-cha-cha, and one step forward and 2 steps back. And if your vision and your passion for that vision is really meant to be, it will be. Now, I did a blueprint over 2 years ago, 2.5 now, and I'm working towards that, the podcast books, the mentorship, supporting the fund action program, and I'm getting there. But it is not as fast or with whom I thought it might be. And that's okay. Connections are meant to be maybe something different than what they were meant to be for me at that time. I'm just going to allow. I'm just going to do. I'm just going to be. I'm just going to present, the one foot in front of the other. The rah goals, so, got to have this by a certain time, I know doesn't work. We can set a structure in line. We can have a foundation for which to springboard. We can have some wonderful ideas that then we can look at what needs to be built first. And we can go about doing that. And sometimes it's just 1 inch in front of the other, and then sometimes it's a leap. But what you do have to do is make sure you get out of your own way and you allow what to happen the way it's meant to happen. Now, as I said, my vision is still very clear about what I'm meant to do. It's just being 1 toe in front of the other right now. But it's here. It's ready for the taking. So what am I going to bring to you in this 7th year? 7 years of hosting. Actually 8 years of hosting, 7 years of this network, and how it's grown and how it's changed. I still have somewhat of an old-fashioned side. One of the things we were trying to do is modernize it, but then I couldn't bring the system that I was using over to the new modernization platform, so it couldn't work for me. So I just decided, this is Sarah. I've tidied it up, but all the color and the bells of who it is and what I've got there is good old-fashioned. The one thing about websites, you could update them every 2 years because there's a new current look and a new current this and a new current that. And I'd rather spend my time in giving you really good current shows instead. But I do have some wonderful mentors up there. I do invite you to come and see what they offer, their wonderful services, helping you in all sorts of things in life. And there's going to be a lot more mentors coming later. Right now, I've just been concentrating on bringing new shows. This whole COVID-19 thing has really put people in a different perspective. We've shifted who we think is important in life, and the people in the ivory towers and the big CEOs. We realize they're just people, but without the people on the ground, behind the scenes, doing the grunt work, who would they be? And we have looked to our forefront people at the gas station, people in the grocery stores, our first responders, our nurses, our doctors, the people who are providing food and care. All of those people that have stepped up has truly been inspirational and liberating. And so we can't go back to a norm. Our ozone is closed. It took 6 weeks of us being indoors and the ozone closed. We can't go back out into the world with the same practices as before. We can't go back out in who we were before, because this gift of time has shown us what we need to renew, revamp, redirect in our own lives. I'm on the right path. I just had to concentrate on bringing you good shows through this time so that you've got some wonderful people there to support you in all areas. We have a lot of business shows, a lot of spiritual shows, a lot of heartfelt shows, and a lot of health shows, and they're all here to help you and inspire you. We have a lot of shows on just stories that are just going to stay with you. You know, recently did one with a young woman who was wrongfully dismissed after sexual harassment, and it's been 6 years in court trying to get her justice, with everybody trying to sweep things from under the rug. But here she still persists, and nobody had ever told her story before. And I was very honored to do so. So a lot of the people I bring to you are seasoned podcasters. You know, they've done a lot of interviews. They're used to public speaking. Some people are virgin podcasters and they've never done one before. But their story is not any less than anybody else's. In fact, many times it's more. We talk about vulnerability, the rawness of life, the truly living from inside out. I love what I do. I love who I've become because of what I do. I love where I am, and I love where I'm going. And I will just simply put one foot in front of the other and occasionally dance, twist and shout, and just allow the wind to take me where I'm meant to go. But I can promise you something. 2,500 shows of incredible content here are in our library, our Orchard of Wisdom library. Around 500 of those have been done by other hosts. I've done up to somewhere 2,000. And the people I've met and how they've changed my point of view of life, and seeing all the people that have stepped into their meaningful purpose, doing some incredible things for other people, is so incredibly heartwarming. It's soul enlightening, it's spirit lifting, and it shows us that despite what our challenges are, we can make a difference in our own lives. We can make a difference in others' lives. And we've just got to come together to do it. So please stay tuned for the next year of wonderful shows. Go and look at our library, which means you just go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows. It's under podcasts on the site, and you'll see all the genres there. If you want to scroll for every show, you just go to what's new, and that will show you the latest current shows, the ones that are up at the top. And you could scroll all 2,500 of them if you want, but you'll probably find certain topics you like under the genres, and you can go and cruise those. Yes, I've got more wonderful people coming your way, more mentors coming your way. Hopefully the podcast books by the end of the year. That's something I'd really like to see happening. Going out on a totally different campaign to raise funds to be able to put that first book. We do have one book already done. It's just an ebook. The podcast book, first book I'd like by the end of the month, and I will be raising funds for that. And I'm just going to keep on bringing you. Just keep on bringing you. Little Sarah, just keep on bringing you, doing her thing, quietly plodding along, bringing you some awesome people. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're learning from them. I hope that they're spreading your wings and showing you, despite what challenges you may be facing right now, that yes, you can rise up, you can embrace, you can get over, you can go through, you can become, because you're so much stronger and courageous and resilient and able than you ever thought you were. So let us support you through these inspirational shows. Let the mentors support you with their work. And let me support you by even sharing your story. All right? So, selfdiscoverymedia.com, selfdiscoverycommunity.org. We're here for you, and we look forward to the next year of bringing you some more awesome shows. This is Sarah Troy. Bye for now. We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows, and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening.